So what do you think was good about the trailer?
Ooh. I did like how it was filmed, like how it was in the perspective of a phone camera. I like that sort of
So
style.
it's kind of a vlogging style, yeah?
Yeah, vlogging style. Do you want to add?
Yeah, transitions were all smooth.
Yeah.
Thought.
I like that
Everything felt
beginning's train one. The twist was good.
Plot twist.
Plot twist.
Yeah.
It's
I
sort of
like
just like, oh, okay, so this is what film is going to be.
That's what everyone's been saying.
Yeah, I like how the we had like some backstory on the main girl. So like sometimes you get just you having to watch the film makes you have to actually more, I guess, work to understand the character. I guess in the way you've done it, you kind of already understand the character. So before watching it, I guess you're kind of going in with like, this is what's happened before with her. Let's see where that develops. And I guess then at that point, it also helps with like, I guess, any decision making that you see the character make or any thoughts they'd have. You see where it all comes from, I guess.
I like the switch in tone. I thought it was really effective. I made me grin. Like the way it just goes from all like happy, innocent, like that, just switches completely. The tone just becomes really dark, like quite twisted. I thought that was really effective. I think that will capture audiences' interest because I wasn't expecting it at all. So I don't think other people will be. So I think that's a way to like really appeal to an audience, like that clear like twist in tone, like shifts so like, abruptly. It's fantastic. I like the VFX as well. Like when it's like almost like titles.
Yeah,
it's like
the flickering.
Yeah, flickering, like the viewfinder style. It's like the recording, like it's got the red dot on the camera, like borders. I thought that was really effective. I thought the acting was good. I thought the camera work was like convincing enough to make me think at the beginning it was like, oh yeah, it's a vlogger. But then shift to like darker shot, more ominous shots that kind of fit in with that change in tone. The music was good. It's quite intense, keeps it, again, fits with the tone.
Well, obviously partly because it was somewhere local, so it was somewhere that I recognised. I just thought it was very professional. I could honestly have believed it was an actual trailer for a film. I liked that the person who was the kidnapper or whoever, whatever he or she is, you couldn't see them, but you could see. And it was quite menacing.
It was suspenseful. You didn't get any sense of it being, I didn't know it was going to be scary. So that took me by surprise.
I'm no good at this sort of thing, really, but it was a very happy-go-lucky thing that changed very abruptly.
It had a nice build-up to it. Like, you properly set the theme, set the tone for it, and then that plot twist. Boom.
It definitely caught me off guard.
Everyone has said that so far.
Which is a good thing. Because it was already happy. And then, yeah, it was good. And the music fits as well. And it was like, you know, some trailers you see of the movies especially, and they're like that long, and they give away half of the plot. But it really, I kind of want to know what happens. It was really good. It was very ominous. And I like the news segment as well. My ex-boyfriend just broke up with me and kind of like set it up to be a chick flick. I don't know if I just watched too many chick flicks. But it was like, I thought it was going to be like a cute date, and then it goes wrong and she finds someone else or something.
It goes
and then
from
like
a chick flick to a romance to a thriller.
And suddenly she gets kidnapped. It's like, oh my god. It was really good. And I really did want to go see the rest of it.
Anything you thought was either bad or not particularly good?
Well, considering it was meant to be a thriller, it looked more like a horror film than a thriller to me.
So I thought it was just really effective.
You had a massive kind of mix from the happy, light-hearted to
Happy,
the
yeah.
clock ticking, the bassy effects. So, what do you think was anything bad about our production?
there's nothing that stands out as that needs to be improved particularly. I think it was all quite effective. Actually, speaking of music, maybe the music in the beginning is quite maybe too happy. I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, it's not definite.
Yeah,
it's not definite criticism.
That's a fair point.
But I can see that. Yeah, I could see how people could think, oh yeah, it's like the music's almost comedic. Like it borders on like comedy. So oh yeah, like everyone's really really
super
happy.
Yeah.
Some of the acting.
And although it was tense at the end, there wasn't any build-up. I mean, there may not have intended to be any big build-up.
Yeah, I wasn't too, the graphic, not the graphics, the words, what do you call those?
The text.
Yeah, I didn't think that the title of the film was ever so clear because there were lots of other words that came up in a similar sized font. I didn't realise that was the title.
It seemed quite good. I would probably just say acting is because like I guess it's because you're on film and you know you're being filmed and you act like a little bit differently and a little bit melodramatic.
Yeah, I guess same. It's just a bit robotic in places, but like, unless I guess you've been like acting for years, it's really unavoidable, and you like know the role that you're getting into. Then.
Yeah. Do you think like all of the elements of the trailer work together? So that would be stuff like the music, the props, the theme of vlogging, all that sort of stuff. Do you think it all worked together?
Yeah. I think it was quite... Yeah, I think it worked, actually. Especially, like, I guess, like, the vlogging bit and the end bit, where it's like all the camera stuff kind of tied it together. And also how the music did kind of sound like generic vlogger music. And the fades as well, they kind of linked it quite well. So, like, well, it wasn't like all the same. I don't know, I can't remember. But it seemed like some of them were kind of hard cuts and some of them were faded, which worked kind of well. Because some of them were like, yeah, this is happy, let's quickly move on. And then some were like, this is tension.
I did like the music. It worked really well, I think. Because, like, so like in the beginning, it sort of was sad, and then it got like a little bit more hopeful, and then obviously the twist happened, and shit went down.
Yeah, I think the important thing for that is the music, because everything played off of the music. You can see where like character changes or just transitions or just anything that was happening, the music reflected that. And I guess if you took everything away from it and just left the music in, you'd understand, I guess, the framework of what's happening, and you could tell this is a good part, this is a not so good part, this is a I'm being taken away part, I guess.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Okay, this is probably really petty, but that poster was...
Yeah.
I understand what you're like going for, whereas like that's like the last moment, but I guess if you want to make it realistic, a kind of missing poster won't be... Cause I'm guessing like when they were taken, the camcorder just like stayed there on the ground, so I guess the guy came back, must have like taken a video card or something, or else I was going, I'm just like, but like I'm guessing, I understand that part, but like if you want to make it more realistic, you would just use like a normal picture of the person. So I guess
it's just like a profile picture instead of like, oh no, I've been grabbed, help.
Pretty much, yeah. I definitely think that worked well. I think it's a really effective trailer. I think everything like came together quite well. There's no props I looked at because obviously it's quite realistic. Like it seems like quite a realistic film. There's no props I'm looking at going, oh, they look silly or anything. For the camera.
So it's like there's nothing that looks like it's not meant to be there or anything.
No, there's nothing I saw there that went, no, that looks odd. Why is that there? Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I think the music worked pretty well. It had a nice transition in the towards the end of the trailer, and I like the vlogging aspect. It was very much like Blair Witch Project kind of style.
I think so, because the continuation was good. It flowed. There was no point at which you thought, oh, hang on a minute, what's happening now?
As far as I'm concerned, yeah. I got no adverse comments on it?
Yeah, the flashback bits, I wasn't sure that you need those in a trailer. If you have them in a real film, but in the trailer, which is just very brief, I think the flashback bits for me were a bit misleading.
How well do you think the poster and magazine cover work with the trailer?
Yeah, although I don't think they gave a lot away about what the film was actually about. Or I don't think you can necessarily tell what it was about, or what it was going to be about, or what the story was going to be.
I like that. Like, which one was the one with just the face?
That was the magazine cover.
I like that one a lot more, and I think that went a lot more with the trailer. I like the colours and the style of it, of course. I wasn't so big on the other one, where it's like taking a selfie.
I mean, as like a whole, I guess it works.
Because I don't think that particular one really says what it's about, whereas the other one would be like, okay, this is like a missing poster, for example. Whereas the other one is just like, yeah, I'm taking a selfie. Like, you don't really know what the trailer is going to be about.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you get an idea of like, this is what they're going for, but like, in actual like, I guess, descriptiveness, it's a bit vague on that matter. I think.
So you could tell that it would be a poster and magazine cover for that film.
Yeah.
For the artistic style, I think it clearly shows the blogging aspect, and that it's going to be a very first POV kind of film. I don't think it sets like the theme of the movie that well, though.
I think together they're effective because it gives that kind of minimalist tone that you can associate with the actual film, but they don't reveal anything about the film. I don't know whether that's a good thing or not, because obviously you don't want anything to give too much away about the film. Then when you watch the trailer, it reveals quite a lot about the film. So I don't know if maybe you want to rework the poster and the magazine cover so that it kind of reveal more about the film, because otherwise, looking at them, they're effective and they're striking, but I don't have a clue what your film's about.
That's fair enough. It's kind of just a person on an illustrative design.
Yeah.
I do see what you mean by that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think obviously if you have a poster, that would come out before a film, and so once you'd seen the film, you'd probably understand the relevance of the poster, and then when you saw a write-up in a magazine afterwards with the same image, they would gel. But I don't think that the poster and the film clip you would necessarily have put together, because one was like drawings and the other one was real people.
Do you think the production, and that means the trailer, the poster, and the magazine cover, do you think the production was more conventional or unconventional? Like, do you think it went with how everything should be, or do you think we tried to defy some trends, basically?
I think it was kind of conventional, to be honest. I mean, I guess doing the cartoony posters wasn't, but I don't think it worked that well.
Fair enough.
It was kind of I don't know, just to me it kind of seemed like you were advertising like the kids' cartoon version of the film. But kind of the plot and the style of the trailer, I guess, where everything's happy and then, oh no, something goes wrong, but you don't really know what's happening, and it's a girl and she's been kidnapped. It's not really that out of the way. I guess the vlogging theme made it kind of different. It feels more like it was like a YouTube bred production, I guess, which is always a bit more out there. But it was a film, so.
The genre twist goes against conventions, but it's going from convention to convention, I'd say. So it's gone from having a romance, what it seems like, to Taken, quite quickly.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that's right. But that in itself is unconventional. Surely, I think it's quite like effective for sure.
In some aspects, it follows the same sort of kind of plot of what a usual thriller or what I consider horror film. But I mean, I guess now the vlogging is kind of, you see that quite often. I guess it's still sort of unique.
I think it's a little bit different. It's not like anything that I've seen before, and it's not what I was not what I was expecting to happen necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me want to watch the rest of it. You know, the rest of the film.
Mm. Well, that kind of makes the next question irrelevant then, because it's if the film was actually being developed, would this trailer have made you want to watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if the film was actually being developed, would this trailer have made you want to watch it?
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Cool.
Yeah.
You already knew what I was going to say.
Yeah, no, I really like the trailer. I thought it was really effective.
Thanks.
I'm not into that sort of film, but I guess if it's showing, then
I think I would.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Because I know you both got pulled in by the plot twist, but
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah, that was quite enticing.
But yeah, okay, it was. Yeah, I love that. No, yeah, carrying on.
yeah.
Nope.
No.
I would think that's going to be an independent film, and it looks like shady acting at that.
So you're not into indie films, no?
To be fair, I am actually into indie films, just not if they're horrors or thrillers, because they always tend to be shite.
Okay, fair enough. So, having seen that trailer, would
You
you?
want to know what's going to happen.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
You just want to know what's going to happen.
so you would go and see the actual film if it was put in a cinema or something?
Yeah, probably, but I don't like scary films.
Yes, I already said. But yes, please make it.
It's just a question I've got to ask. But yeah.
Well, guys, you better tell me what happens.
How well do you think using the theme of vlogging works for a film production?
I think quite well. Like handheld films usually don't really appeal to me, but I think for this case, because it makes it quite personal, and then obviously because it's about the girl being kidnapped, it makes it all the more like personal. You feel, I think, if even from the trailer, you kind of like associate with the main character, like. It's
Don't you
their
think that's,
personal
like,
story.
through the vlogging style,
It
I
adds,
think?
yeah, it's the whole point of vlogging. You're supposed to like I feel like you know the person, which I think is quite effective. And obviously for a film that's then going to take them and put them in this horrible position, I think that's really effective. That's going to like draw the audience in all the more.
I think it works in some areas, but like not all areas, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want a big action set piece, you don't use a vlogging camera. But if you want to get into someone else's life, then of course you would.
So, something someone else mentioned was that it kind of made the character feel more personal, which made the plot twist that
Yeah.
much worse. Do you agree with that? Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
It brings in a new aspect to the film, because you're always looking through one person dying, so you sort of see it through someone else's point of view. And it's always interesting to how you sort of go through everything that person goes through in the film.
I don't think it looked out of place because I didn't realise that's what they were doing.
No,
'Cause-
that would be my comment. I didn't know that was.
But that's because of our generation, I think, because we don't go around taking pictures of ourselves very often. Certainly not doing things.
It's the age thing, yes. It didn't register with me that was about a blogger, initially. But I can see, now you've explained it, I can see that now, but I have to say I wouldn't have seen it from that. But then again, when I tend to watch films, we're watching ones made by very, very experienced people, and I like certain genres. I wouldn't necessarily have, just ordinary mysteries or anything like that.
I think it's quite cool. Like the way that, I guess it would then switch hands. And it kind of makes it a bit more realistic in a way, because like, it's not just like some man all alone in the desert, but there's a cameraman, obviously, because there's a camera following him or whatever, and getting like edgy screenshots and stuff. But not screenshots, you know what I mean? Shots from like across the Sahara or whatever. So it kind of makes sense that like someone found the film afterwards. This is a cool movie. It makes it kind of more realistic and quite modern as well.